No one knows what it's like to be the Batman, unless you've played any of these games. Greetings and welcome, TJ here with a Reflex review of Batman Arkham Knight. I'm just going to give you my gut reactions and feelings to the game, so it's going to be really brief and spoiler-free. The only reason I've managed to avoid all spoilers by this point is because I live right about here. I'm not sure what your excuse is, but if you haven't already, this is definitely a game you should experience firsthand. And to psych myself up for this, I actually went back and replayed the game's 3 predecessors, and I'd be remiss to not at least touch on those. So this is going to be more of a review of the Arkham series with a focus on Arkham Knight. And I decided to play the games in chronological order to story events, so I started with Origins and worked my way up. Bit of a tough transition going from Arkham Origins to Arkham Asylum, with Asylum being the first game released definitely feels the most dated. And Arkham Origins really is its own game in more ways than one. It's a worthy addition, but the latter 3 games really come together as a trilogy. But if you play them in order of release date, that won't detract from the experience at all. Any way you slice it, doesn't matter what kind of gamer you are, you will find something that you love about the Arkham series. You have all the familiarity of the characters and voice actors with engaging stories. You have the vast array of bat gadgets to track down and solve mysteries, all with a range of really polished gameplay mechanics. There are stealth modes, tons of side missions and fetch quests, some of the coolest boss battles in any game to date, or if you just feel like beating the daylights out of some common thugs, the combat is probably my favorite part, and it all gets better with each game. What made Arkham City one of the most well-crafted sequels to any video game was that it took all the best features from Arkham Asylum and improved on it. More gadgets, more villains, better combat, all without making the game feel too bloated. Which brings me to Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight is no different. What Arkham City was to Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight is to the rest of them. Gotham City is sprawling in this game. Luckily, you have some cool gadget upgrades to traverse the city in a timely manner, as well as the debut of the Batmobile. And that takes some getting used to. Good thing the city's pretty isolated because I crashed some buildings for sure. Driving around was fun once I got the hang of it, but other tasks with the Batmobile felt a little forced in some places, and I still preferred the old grapnel and glide over the city. Combat is fast-paced and smoother than ever. Can't say too much about the plot without spoilers, but it is mind trip and dark, even for Batman standards. The only drawback I find about the story is I don't feel like it evolves as well as the other games in the series, namely Arkham City. The only other real gripes I have about Arkham Knight aren't really gripes so much as they are just nitpick. Like some of the gadgets had features that weren't entirely useful for most of the game, depending on your style of play. And if you don't use them on a fairly regular basis, you'll forget they exist, which can cause you to spin your wheels in situations where they're required. Most of the riddles have only one solution too. Now to be fair, it was that way in the other games, but with as much as they crammed into Arkham Knight, it would have been nice to see, at least for some puzzles, a little variety in ways to solve the problems other than just the Batmobile or one specific gadget. Allow us to be creative. Like I said, not really a gripe, just would have been nice to see that added dimension. All in all though, Batman Arkham Knight is the quintessential Batman game. Tons of replay value. This is the game you pick up and play if you feel the need to run across the rooftops of Gotham and hunt down the superstitious and cowardly lot of criminals that plague the city. Much in the same way that Spider-Man 2 is really the Spider-Man game to pick up and play if you feel the need to swing through New York City. Arkham Knight truly captures the essence of the subject matter and puts you in the cowl of the Caped Crusader. The game makes you feel like you are the Bat and sets the benchmark for the superhero genre of video games. There you have it. That was my trek through the Arkham series. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. All I ask is that you be respectful, polite, and objective. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and good journey, my friends.